snacks.
What it do? Snackers, Snackettes, and Snack X's. It's your boy Gage. Here with Sin and Jokes.
Sir.
You are now tuned in to Loaded Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about all things happening in pop culture. And today
Today
we're going to have a little fun. Today we're going to do things a little bit different. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the future. We're going to talk a little bit about the past. But first, you have a job to do.
Yes, sir.
Jokes is so magnanimously posting our link to Beacons, which is the best way to follow us across everything. What's up, Dr. Who?
What up, Doc?
So that you can find out what we have going on across the board everywhere. DJ L Ice, what up, bro? BP, what up? What up? Oh, yeah, the whole squad. The squad is here. Wrestling squad in the building. You know what I'm saying? Finisher squad in the building. I want to tell you something, Jokes.
Yo.
A friend of mine at work today, I told him the other day that we had done this. I told him we were doing a top 10 Cartoon Network shows of all time. What's up, mama?
Hey, mama.
Told him we did other top 10 stuff. Was explaining, you know, like how we did it,
how the whole thing.
Brings their own. I was like, we did one on, you know, this. We did one on this. We did one on like wrestling finishers. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah. He was like, send me that junk. So I sent it to him, right? And of course, what reminded me of it was Ellis being in it because he was on that episode. BP was on that episode. So it's funny that both of them showed up here. You know, like 2 hours later, this dude came to me and was like, hey, you know, I bang with everybody on that joint except you.
Damn. Why you have so much animosity towards you?
That dude was like, how can you not bang with the RKO? And I was like, let me just explain. Let me just help you out, bro. That's right. You were trolling people's elbow. He had no problem with that. Hey, listen. I told him, let me shoot you straight, bro. I'm a hater, dog. I'm a hater. You're not going to get me to like Randy Orton. He has the only wrestler who I really love that just has a name is Ric Flair. That's it. Randy Orton sounds like he works at my job. Like, I don't like that. Like, you can't be like, you're not going, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not working for me. So nah, that joint ain't, and it's, you know, it was somebody else's move and it was vicious before he did it. That's where I'm at. He was like, not having it. Hey, listen, no doubt. Listen. And he was like, nah, but you, and I was like, again, listen, I'm telling you now, I'm hating. So like, right. There's no fighting me on it. There's no whatever. I'm just telling you now, that joint just immediately low because I'm hating. I'm a hater, and I don't have a problem saying it. I'm hating, and so he was like, "All right, you know what? I respect that." And I was like, "Good," because you don't have a choice because it's not changing. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Yeah. So speaking of top 10s, today what we're gonna do is we have to prep the beginning of what is going to be our panel for Ocean City Comic Con, which is the top 10 Cartoon Network original cartoons of all time.
Yes.
We're going to do our top 3 today, and that's going to be based on us. People are going to be able to change it. I'll go over the rules and all that in a minute. We're going to do it after the news. There's a little bit of news. We're going to talk a little bit. Before we get to that, Sin, you got a job to do.
Yes, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, and Jonathan Sosa. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
It's an absolute fact. We really do. What's up, Zane? Dang, Zane, did you show up just slightly too late to hear me say I was a hater?
just a little, just a hair.
So let's do some news so we can get into this, because I honestly don't know how long this is going to take, and I don't want it to take a long time because I have no idea what y'all are doing. For your top cartoon. I mean, I have an idea. Jokes,
I had to make 2 lists, like just to be on the safe side once we clarify some things.
All right.
Before we get to make
see, I kept it simple. I just said strictly Cartoon Network. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes it easy.
I don't want to get into it now, but I had to get clarification. So yeah.
All right, look, I'm a little under the weather, so don't mind me sipping a little tea while we do what we gotta do.
Do your thing.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to don't bro me. It's recorded, but it's not the first time I've said it. Like, I don't have a problem. What's up, Alfonso? We're gonna try to show this freaking the app we use to do this has been acting real funny over the last like week and a half, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're gonna try to show this trailer. If not, we're just gonna talk about it. Let's see how it goes. You ready, Jokes?
Let's try it and see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
All right, I see you trying to line it up.
I'm gonna get it up just in case. Yeah, we'll try that and we'll try it, but
all right, here goes. Let's see what happens.
All right, here.
Get ready for the hits. Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure if you know who I am, but I'm about to rule the world.
Wow, yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
You think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Bowser is coming. Together, we are going to stop that monster.
How?
She ready for
Look
action.
at us. We're adorable. Oh.
I got this. No problem.
Nope.
Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now!
My joint is it's playing for me, but if it's not working, then
That's no slight still.
There's a huge universe out there
all right, what you want
with a lot of galaxies.
Sounds coming.
They're all counting on us.
You want to pull from there? Direct from the
No
page?
pressure.
All right, I don't know how well that worked for y'all.
Okay.
But let's talk about it.
I was like, at least you won't get a copyright for it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Hey, look who is in the building.
What up,
Hey,
lady?
boy, I expect no less. You know what I mean? Got several messages from this guy today. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Ty? Tardy Ty. Welcome to the show. Jokes, what are your thoughts on this? This is the first joint was a teaser.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first full trailer. I mean, they're calling it trailer 2. Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct today for this. I mean, it was like the Direct was like 8 minutes, dog. It wasn't even like,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, like, okay, but yeah, where are you on it?
Oh, Doctor Who, this is not a game. This is a movie.
Oh, yes.
I do think it's going to be okay. Like, I think the issue a lot of people were obviously hearing.
Hey, Jokes, take the link and throw it up. Throw the link to the YouTube joint in the chat,
yeah.
so people can watch it there if they want to watch it.
I think a lot of people like the whole Chris Pratt thing and being Mario. Like, I don't think that bothers. I think the issue, really, the problem is we're just not familiar with like Mario and them really having full out voices. I think that's probably where a lot of the weirdness comes from. But I think,
I mean, I am.
yeah, I
I
think that
am. But
I don't
you
think
weren't born or were a baby or whatever.
Mario does not have other than it's a me, a Mario. That's about it.
No, sir.
You're
Mario
talking
has
about
a
OG
full-fledged
Nintendo.
show and cartoon. Don't listen.
Okay, the cartoon, yes. No, I know the cartoon, but it's
I mean, it was live action as well. Don't listen. Wrestling history, man. Don't sleep on Captain Lou Albano. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
But no, I think it's gonna be decent. Like with Illumination behind it and Nintendo partnering up with it, Nintendo's not going to let this property come out as a garbage movie. I really think it's going to come out okay.
I mean, you say that, but there's already been one garbage Mario Brothers movie, so
facts.
It's the live action John. It's okay.
No. Recommended for movie club.
You say that live action joint, the live action Mario Brothers.
He said it was okay.
He said it was okay.
Where the Goombas are raptors?
It's funny.
Is that what you said?
It's funny. Yes.
No.
Yes.
He said it was okay.
It's okay.
Not funny.
All right. That's enough out of you. Sin, what do you
I enjoyed the trailer, and I'm actually looking forward to go see it. A lot of nostalgia with me with Mario. You know, we're seeing Mario Kart in it, seeing Rainbow Road, Donkey Kong. Like, I wonder what else they're going to just throw in there from, characters to just things throughout Mario's history. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm less, or should I say, I'm more concerned with the voices after really hearing them in this one. Like, they just really don't. Yes, it's that time of the year. I figure why not try and be festive this year. So, yay, go festiveness. But I'm less sure. I heard Chris Pratt in the first one. He didn't say much in the first trailer.
That shirt
I was like,
real
okay,
festive.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for commenting on my festive shirt, sir.
You're welcome. welcome.
But I'm looking forward to it. Not sure how the voices are gonna. I wasn't really a fan of at least Peach's, Mario's, or Luigi's in the trailer, but I gotta see the movie to really feel it out. But I'm looking forward to seeing it more now.
Here's what I like. I like that Mario is a gump. I like that Mario shows up and can't do nothing, bro. He's terrible. His timing is terrible. His skills are terrible, right? I like that he gets the raccoon suit on some of those light placements. If I had it.
For this shirt, sure.
Oh my goodness. And the reason why I say that is because look, Mario is tried and true for us. Like, we know it forwards and backwards, and we're comfortable with it. Like, the timing of Mario and Mario's jumps and all that is just a thing that you learn, but you had to learn it. Mm-hmm. And so, like, the first time you play Super Mario Brothers, you get bodied. You get punished. You falling in holes. You falling off joints. You have no idea that platforms you jump on are going to fall from underneath you. Like, all of those things. So, like, whatever it is they're doing that are, like, making him practice, for whatever reason, they're doing that. Like, I don't know what kind of Olympic games they're trying to do or whatever. That, like, right. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. I think that's the thing that's probably most interesting to me is that. But, like, the fact that he's terrible at it in the beginning, which is how all of us were, until, like, I could play that first Mario game. I could play Mario 1 forwards and backwards. You know what I mean? My sister and I would put that joint on and put it on 2 players. Back then, jokes.
Oh.
It worked. Because this literally was before you was born.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it worked was like the first person played until they died.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
The second player got to go after the first player died. And me and my sister got so good at this joint that whichever one of us went first, you
never
just wait
got off
until
the sticks.
Yeah,
because you would never get hit, never get touched. Just run all the way to the end of the joint, beat the game, and then be like, all right, deuces, I'm going to play. You know what I'm saying? And now it's your turn. And so it just like, you do get that good. Like, you could learn it. You could learn the timing and learn where stuff is, and you could figure it out. And I kind of like that Mario was coming in the way we went into the game, off the break. Hey, you was older and you made me wait. You know what I mean? Like, that's, that's just, she definitely beat the joint before I did. You know what I mean? Like, I used to have to be Luigi, and then I passed it down to my brother. He had to be Luigi. How it worked. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just,
I'm playing how it works too.
No doubt. So yeah, like I like that. I like that they're showing Mario is not like, I think in any other depiction of him, he's more or less come in, like even in the cartoon and stuff, like he already knows what's going on. Like he knows what to do, you know what I mean, or whatever. He's already a hero. And in this, like he's not. Like there's something he has to do. I like that they're not bringing him in. He has to rescue the princess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like she's ready to fight, whatever. Again, I like that they're incorporating the other things like Mario Kart. So it does make me wonder, are we going to see Mario Golf? Are we going to see, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to see
tennis or something?
Yeah, any or all of those things, and how many characters they're going to be able to just pull from the vast Mario universe to show up in it, right?
Will there be a Rabbids in this somewhere?
I doubt it.
Nah, I don't think so. Nah,
I doubt it.
They're gonna build. They can build the Smash Brothers at some point.
I think if they were gonna, because again, Rabbids is owned by Ubisoft. I would think if they're gonna do anything, there might be a Zelda reference, but like I don't know why they would. You know what I mean? Again, if somehow there was a Smash Brothers reference in here, exactly,
Ooh.
Yoshi has to show up. Yoshi has to show up somewhere, and it might not be until the very end. It could be an Easter egg. Like it might just be an egg, you know what I'm saying, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mario 2 was also my joint. I saw that pop up, but
fire.
Mario 2 isn't really a Mario game, and that's the thing about it. You know what I mean? That's Puyo.
Probably the
they
last.
Just replace the skins.
The big battle at the end will probably be a Smash Brothers stage or something. Like I feel like
which could be dope.
Yeah, I think.
You know what I mean? Like,
don't let them pull out the music from that joint.
So like the more that I've seen of this trailer, again with them adding other stuff in that kind of like, listen, if there's just if there's anything in this joint that looks like Mario Party, you know what I'm saying? If they just have fun when they walking around one of those boards or whatever, like there's got to be. Obviously, he's after stars, all that kind of stuff. I need to see if Slim gets invincible at some point. I didn't know if we get Metal Mario. We already got the Tanuki suit. You know what I mean? The raccoon joint. Is the feather going to be in there? Is the cape going to be in there? You know what I mean? And if there's a Yoshi and this Bama jumps on Yoshi's back, dog, and the Congo start playing in the background, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to just tell you that right now. I'm going to lose it. So, yeah, I mean, I think this second trailer, first real trailer, I think really does it some good, man. And April's not that far away. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, so look, one more slight thing that's a little less fun, but we'll see how it goes. So the CMA, this is the Competition and Market Authority in the UK, has decided to open a full investigation into whether or not Apple and Google have a duopoly over cell phone marketplace. And it's very interesting to me.
Duopoly. That's funny.
And there's a couple of reasons for that. But what I want to do is I'm gonna read a little bit from this article on Forbes. It's a short article. I might read the whole thing. But basically, United Kingdom's Competition and Markets Authority has opened a market investigation over Apple and Google's dominance in the mobile space, and if certain areas amount to an effective duopoly. Following from its mobile ecosystems market study, the CMA will primarily look at 3 areas of activity: operating systems, app stores, and web browsers on mobile devices. So they put out a press release last week about this, saying that they were going to look into it. And so this tells you that based on its study, it says that 97% of mobile web browsing in the UK runs through either Google or Apple's web engine, and Apple's restricted distribution of cloud gaming services hampering growth. Keep that in mind. Restricted distribution of cloud gaming services. We're gonna come back to that. Ultimately, these restrictions limit choice and may make it more difficult to bring innovative new apps to the hands of UK consumers. At the same time, Apple and Google have argued that restrictions are needed to protect users. The CMA's market investigation will consider these concerns and consider whether new rules are needed to drive better outcomes. All right, so here's the thing. It goes on a little bit. There's a little bit more. It's probably going to take 18 months. It usually can take 18 months for them to go to a full thing. But here's kind of what why I bring that up here. I mean, obviously, some of the stuff we talk about is tech and some of this market stuff.
Exactly.
But man, the other phone sucked. What do they want to happen? Let's bring BlackBerry back. I mean, listen, there might not be a choice, but here's what I think it's going to come down to. Right now, the CMA is also, what up, Hef? The CMA is also investigating Microsoft's purchase of Activision.
I knew.
And if you read one of the points that Microsoft brings when they speak about why they want to purchase Activision, they specifically stated, and this was like 3 or 4 weeks ago that this came out, that they are looking to create an app store. They want to be able to use Activision's license, all of those properties, to be able to create an app store that can actually compete with what Google already has and with what Apple already has.
Okay.
And so the interesting thing about this is that if in fact the CMA does find that Apple and Google have a duopoly, then it actually means that it's more likely to find reason to allow Microsoft to go through with the purchase or to approve the purchase of Activision, because they're saying that they like, and Microsoft has their attempts at having their own mobile store and having Zune and having all those
documents of that. Yeah,
they have all of that to say, look, it doesn't work, and it doesn't work because we don't have the content, and we don't have the content because they have a duopoly, right? Mind you, that Microsoft was also, now the funny thing about that is that Google recently jumped in on this whole thing with Sony and Microsoft, saying that they had an issue with the possibility of Microsoft buying Activision. But Google also has recently had its failure in cloud gaming, right? With Stadia, Apple shut down Stadia. But part of the issue with that is that Apple won't allow the cloud gaming services on there,
right,
in a way that makes sense. Xbox is like, we'd love to have it on Apple, but we have to find this roundabout way in order to do it, because they won't let us do it directly. And any games that go on there, they want us to allow them to actually test every single one, and they want to charge and take a 30% cut of everything when they're not doing anything. And so those changes, those are the things that like Apple and Google are saying are needed for restrictions to protect people, right? We can't just allow any games to show up, or any apps or whatever to show up. And Microsoft is saying they have a duopoly and somebody else has to be able to come in. And if you don't already own the content, there's no way for you to compete. So in the same way we always talk about this, the only other people that are probably primed to be able to compete, or companies that are primed to be able to compete, would be like Amazon. Is obviously a possibility, right? But whether or not they're ready to get into like cell phones and like, I mean, they already run half the web technically,
right?
Quite literally, technically run half the web. So it's just an interesting twist that would seemingly have nothing to do with whether or not Microsoft gets to purchase Activision. The only reason why I bring it up is because it just so happened that a couple of weeks ago, one of the reasons that they said they wanted to do it was so that they could open their own. They were trying to formulate their own app store, right? Have something that could be viable. And the fact that now this has come out like a week ago, that it may actually be a duopoly. If they do this investigation, they find like that's what it is. It might actually make more sense for them to be like, well, you kind of have to let Microsoft do this in order for there to be an additional player. You know what I mean? In that space. So it's a little tricky. Who knows how it would turn out, but
it's gonna take a while to get to the end of it. But that's still that is pretty interesting though. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you had to guess, Jokes, do you think that they would say that they have a duopoly?
Like, I gotta go with Ellis said. Like, everybody else that had phones out, everything gets sucked and they failed for the most part. So you can't say there were folks that were in it as well too beforehand, but whether they just decided not to be a part of the mix anymore, went on to other avenues. So I mean, I don't think so. I think it's just the majority of people just float in the direction of those devices. It is what it is. Microsoft made phones. They made phones, and they didn't do that well. People loved them, but they just didn't do that well.
Yeah, but they didn't do well because they didn't have access to the apps.
Mhm.
Like people would there would be apps that like would be, available on Apple or even be on Android, and it would take forever before they came over to, what I'm saying, like to a Microsoft platform or to a Microsoft OS, that was on phones. And so it makes it extremely difficult, right, to compete and to have a platform where people are willing, because even if the phones themselves are incredible tech, which they had great tech. I mean, they bought Nokia, right? And they had great stuff. But again, what's the biggest downside? Ellis could tell you, sitting in the chat, he would joke me out. He would send me a message, be like, yo, you need to get something. Oh, you can't. Like, I couldn't get Instagram for a long time, right? Something as basic as Instagram, right? I couldn't get Instagram for a long time when I had a Windows phone because it wasn't available on the platform, right? And so that's the kind of thing that they're talking about. Like BlackBerry kind of tried to carve their own space by really being business oriented. But again, what happens to that is that, eventually it only makes sense for Microsoft to put all of their business oriented stuff like Word and PowerPoint and Excel into Android and into Apple, as well as on Mac, right? Like you kind of have to, go to the competition. Like when Microsoft talks about not really having an issue with putting Call of Duty on PlayStation or keeping Minecraft on PlayStation, you're talking about a company that has had their products on rival companies' systems for decades. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's not super new. So they recognize that there are people who are going to want to be on a different platform, but that they still have software that people are going to want to use. And so having the right software, and I think that they'll be able to attest to it. Again, like whatever your favorite apps are, jokes that you use on your iPhone, would they be available? A lot of times people go to the App Store before they go to the Google's, the Play Store, right? Or there are different versions of it. One doesn't have all the features that another one has, or something like that. And it's not because they can't do it. It's just because they're developing for different ones, and that kind of puts a hold on it. And that in of itself, when you have that kind of a lock on it, and such a lock that not only does it make it very difficult for anybody to come into the space and be competitive, but it also means that as a consumer, your choices are very limited. If you wanted to do something else, if you were, would like to get out of it, you almost can't. Right. And like right now, if you think like if you add, like, you either have an Apple or you have an Android, regardless of whether you have a Samsung or an LG or, whoever else makes it, a Huawei. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of who makes the hardware, software wise, you're in one of two places. You know what I'm saying? Either one or the other. I mean, I would think that's the case. Oh man, Marcus, you just finished watching that? Well, guess what? There's another one coming.
Yeah.
Woo, there's another one coming. I mean, we won't. Maybe we'll save next week. We have to do a little something different on next week's show too. But maybe we'll talk about Microsoft offering Call of Duty for 10 years on PlayStation. That was the thing. But right now, we got to dig into this Cartoon Network jazz. Here's what we've done, and here's what I'm gonna tell you. I don't need for whatever. We've decided to take our top five, our individual top fives, give those top fives, and use those to figure out what our top three are. And here's why we're doing what we're doing. So not this weekend, but next weekend, we will be at Ocean City Comic-Con. So that's December 10th. The convention itself is from 10 to 6. We have a panel from 11:30 to 12:30. And that panel is one where we will be, along with everyone in attendance at the panel, choosing the top 10 Cartoon Network original cartoons of all time. Now, there are rules and regulations to how this works. We have done this before, but the last time we did it, it was top MCU films, which was a long time ago because there were way fewer films.
Way fewer.
Oh,
We
yes.
had just stopped the end game. I think we got the end game, and that was the
Yeah, that was about it. Yeah.
But it was incredible. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read to you what the rules are. I'm going to read this directly from the Ocean City Comic-Con website. This is what we sent them. So here's what it says. Help the Loading Snacks crew choose the definitive OCCC top 10 Cartoon Network original cartoons. We are making the quintessential list of Cartoon Network original cartoons, and we need your help. How will the list turn out? We have no idea. Put a show anywhere in the top 10. Don't like someone else's choice? Challenge them to rock, paper, scissors to block their move, but be careful because losing means facing the Bean Boozled challenge. Isn't that right, Sam?
Yes, it is.
So come put your 2 cents in and help us create a list of the greatest cartoons of all time. Now, here are the rules. Original Cartoon Network animated shows. No Adult Swim, no Toonami. Get that in your head before y'all start yelling about it. How it works. We will start with only a top 3, which is what we are about to create. Members from the audience can place any show in any position, bumping all shows below down by 1. Challenges may be issued by anyone in the room. They can only be challenged once per instance. Challenges are settled by rock, paper, scissors. If the challenger loses, they must eat a jelly bean. Locking. Participants may use their turn to attempt to lock a show in position. Locking into position requires besting all 3 panelists in rock, paper, scissors. That means in order to lock a show in place. So let's just say you want to lock Ed, and Eddie in 5th place. In order to do it, you got to beat me in rock, paper, scissors. You got to beat Sin in rock, paper, scissors. And you got to beat Jokes. Period. You don't beat us, doesn't happen.
Yep.
Unlocking. Participants may use their turn to attempt to unlock a previously locked show. Unlocking requires winning rock, paper, scissors in a row equal to the show's current position. So, example, Dexter's Lab is locked in 6th place. Participants must win 6 rock, paper, scissors in a row. Unlocking only frees the show. The show can't be moved on that turn. As I said, there are rules to this.
Yeah. It's like Dungeons and Dragons all over again.
We are sponsored. It is of the rules. Do we need J Mark to come to this?
Oh, we may need him to come in.
Come down and step in a little bit.
So yeah, so we're gonna have a good time, and we definitely will have it's gonna be bananas.
Yeah.
What I didn't tell y'all, but it's a holdover from the last time we did this. We have the right to veto anything. It is a whole lot.
Grab your hammer, Sin.
What a hammer, I said. We have the right to veto anything, but a veto does require a rock, paper, scissors. Like we can, you know what I mean? We can do vetoes. So even though we are going to put 3 shows in position right now, the very first person that gets up could be like, nah, I want to take number 1 and move it to number 10. Yep. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
just so y'all get an idea of how this is going to go.
Don't forget to pack that in your bag for Ocean City.
Matter of fact, I will put it in the bag tonight, so I just don't even forget it.
You better. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give our 5. Again, this doesn't have to be in order. I don't care what order it's in. Right now, I just need to get a consensus of what's on the list so I can figure out if we even have 3 shows that are in our top 5. So we're not doing our top 10. We're just doing top 5. And if a show is repeated by any of us, I'll take it down. If we end up with like 4 shows, which is highly unlikely,
I don't think it's gonna happen because I'm thinking
I don't
about
either.
going with Sin's route and just doing what.
Hey, listen, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, Sin, I'm gonna have you go first,
Sure.
so I can write down what your 5 are.
Okay. So let's start with Samurai Jack.
All right.
After that, we're gonna go
All
with
right, what else you got?
Dexter's Lab.
All right. Okay.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
Steven Universe.
Okay.
And I got a throwback. Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
I thought we said we weren't gonna do.
But like it's a original Cartoon Network thing before they did the Brack Show and all that other stuff.
This is why that I thought we said we we're gonna leave off Samurai Jack too.
Nah. Samurai Jack wasn't Toonami.
Yeah.
Not until he came back. Okay.
It was Adult Swim when it came back.
Okay. No, I thought we talked about them. We said okay. Damn it! You just now you just messed me up.
Now
But-
you got to rethink some things.
No, I only need to change. I just need to change one that I have on my list. Only one.
All right. Do you want me to give mine first, or do you want to go ahead and go? Are you good?
I kind of see. We had no what? No, I'm gonna
Give
go.
him a minute. You sure?
All right. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna send. I'm going with your route. I'm doing ones that I know specifically that are gonna be Cartoon Network. I don't want to have. All right.
No questions. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right,
So
right.
because of something that you said, so number 5 is Samurai Jack. Number 4 is the Powerpuff Girls. Number 3 is Dexter's Lab. Number 2 is Courage the Cowardly Dog. And number 1 is Codename Kids Next Door.
Okay.
All right. So we got 3 moving up the list right now.
Hey,
And Gage's face says a different story.
because I wonder if he put on his list what I'm thinking. Because I just want to just not have to worry about dancing around the logistics of certain shows.
All right. You ready?
Let's go. What's your first?
Samurai Jack,
Mhm.
Well,
Dexter's Lab,
okay.
Steven Universe,
Mhm.
Oh,
See-
okay. Figured that though.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends,
Okay.
and Teen Titans Go.
I had Teen Titans
See?
go on my joint, but our discussion, I ended up thinking it was a Warner Brothers one, so I didn't leave it on there because that was for sure. I replaced that with Space Ghost.
Teen Titans but Teen Titans Go was made specifically for Cartoon Network. That one is
Right.
Yeah,
That's why
that
I
one
did.
was made specifically for Cartoon Network.
Oh,
So-
then that has to go on my. Then that has to go on my list.
Listen, I said the same thing, and then I kind of danced around it for a second, but I'm like,
Because right before we started, I literally took on Space Ghost for that because I wasn't sure.
Nah, Teen Titans Go is clean. Teen Titans. So again, all right, let's do some clarification. Because let's explain some of the fight that we had.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a fight. Some of the discussion we had, right?
some
We
clarification.
talked about everything from Justice League because I know some of y'all are probably right now. And feel free to give us some
Yes,
of y'all.
please do.
Yeah, Space
But-
Ghost, Tatiana.
Hey, listen,
That was fire.
I like chocolate milk. Hey, look, because for real, like if it wasn't for like adult, like if we could do like Adult Swim, then that
It'd
means
be a problem.
Lab would be on that joint. And,
What?
It would be,
The Black
it would
Show
be out
C
of
Lab.
control, bro.
We gonna get it popping over here.
We may have to do a completely different joint for Adult Swim, dog. Like
Yeah,
that's a
probably.
whole
That
Probably.
Jones song.
that's a whole other move. We talked about, and I'm positive this is gonna come up when we do this joint
We know it
live
will.
with people.
Mhm.
So Justice League Unlimited,
Mhm.
Teen Titans are probably the biggest shows that I'm like people are gonna have,
They're gonna have a fit. Like,
right? So 2 things. One, we decided
yeah,
Initially,
Marcus, that's Adult
that-
Swim, my dude.
that's Adult Swim.
That's Adult Swim through and through,
Yeah.
my dude.
That we decided that hey, that Steven Universe is the truth. We
Fine.
decided that Justice League and Justice League Unlimited counted as one show. Even though they got different titles, they're a
Wasn't originally
continuation of
Cartoon
one.
Network.
Wasn't originally Cartoon
Cartoon
Network.
Network.
Batman animated series was originally on Fox.
Fox.
Yeah.
That was a Fox show.
Fox Kids.
And then Kids WB.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's gotta
So
be
now that
original
doesn't mean
Cartoon
you
Network.
didn't watch it on Cartoon Network at some point.
You probably did, yeah, because I definitely
It's
did myself, but I watched them on
100% possible.
Mm.
So here's the thing. So Justice League and Teen Titans were both on Toonami, but they were also part of the regular Cartoon Network run.
Mhm.
So they weren't just in Toonami. And part of the reason why we had to push Toonami out was because the minute you say Toonami is allowed, it's just gonna be like Dragon Ball,
Ball is
Yep.
all anime.
One Piece, like it's
Yep.
no, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like them shows so like it's not even, you know what I mean? So and like we couldn't just do like anything that was on Cartoon Network, because then people could say like the Flintstones,
Flintstones.
because that joint was on there, Thundercats, like
Dog, listen.
all stuff that I
wanted-
grew up watching was on there.
Dog, I wanted SWAT Cats so bad, and then I was like,
Yeah,
damn
like
it. That's like TV.
yeah.
I think it was TBS that it originally aired on before they picked it back
Something
up.
like that. Yeah.
definitely.
Yes,
definitely.
Marcus. Ben 10 can count. Yes.
Ben
that-
10 does count.
Ben can count.
Ben 10
Yes,
does count.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing: Ben 10 has like
5
Like
and
that
6.
joint
four
got like
different
12
shows?
shows, bro.
Yeah.
That joint got so
Yo,
many
I
shows.
didn't know today until I was looking them up, getting my list together. I was
Oh,
like,
there's a
I
ton
know
of them.
Benson had all these different shows.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Ben 10 was this close to being in my top 5. That
Okay.
joint is
It's
clean,
fire.
bro.
Okay.
It's clean. And I'm almost positive. I might have to look it up, but I'm almost positive that maybe it wasn't. I was thinking that what was that X-Men show that not Wolverine and the X-Men, the other joint.
X-Men
I
Evolution.
feel like that was on there for a minute too, but it doesn't really matter.
Ooh.
The point is
Evolution?
Justice League, yeah, Evolution.
I
Justice
think that
League
was on
Unlimited.
Nick. I feel like that was on Nick.
I don't know. I definitely didn't watch Nickelodeon, so. But at that time, so Justice League Unlimited was only ever in Toonami.
Konami.
It never aired outside of being on Toonami. But Justice League did, and the original Teen Titans did. It didn't really hit and get big until it was in Toonami, but it was on outside of Toonami, and so technically, it's allowed, if
Oh,
you will. Same thing with the original Justice League. Yeah, hey, look, the original Ben 10, but for real, every version of Ben 10, it's like except
Marcus,
for the
Baby
most
Looney
recent
Tunes.
one.
Dog,
And
that
maybe,
joint.
dog. Baby
dog,
Looney
that
Tunes
joint was
coming
on
like
WB.
CW, dog.
That joint was on
Yeah,
Kids
that joint was
WB.
Yeah.
Yeah, that joint. Nah.
And then,
Hey,
and
dog,
then Nick,
Marcus, what do you think you was
I
watching?
know this. If I
Type
know
into
this,
your
you should
Google,
know
Marcus. Do your Googles, Marcus. Come on.
Because Baby
Yeah.
Looney Tunes, I think, was on Nick at one point too, and then Cartoon Network. I don't know the order of it. They
Yeah,
both
I mean,
had
look, there's stuff that people might bring up. There's stuff like Megas XLR.
that joint was
There's
actually
stuff, like there's all kinds of stuff that could end up.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, what we have. All right, so since you're bumping Space Ghost for Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, because that's what I originally had on there. Because I thought.
All right, so here's what that means. And Jokes, you didn't add Teen Titans Go.
I didn't, and it's like,
All right. So Dexter's Lab is on all 3, and
Mhm.
Samurai Jack is on all 3. So those 2
Immediately.
joints are definitely going to be on.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
Powerpuff Girls is on both of y'all's. It's not on mine. I do like it. I had to do some maneuvering. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I had to do some maneuvering. It's not in my top 5. So Powerpuff Girls has 2 points. Steven Universe is on Mine and Sins. That has 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
If I'd have watched it, you would have had your third. I never watched it, and that was
I know. Yeah. If you watched it, it would be a third.
Because that joke would be cracked, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, dog,
I haven't watched.
because I'm gonna tell you right now, anything that when I tell Sin like, hey dog, just watch the joint, and it starts out and he's not with it, but then he comes back and it's like, hey dog, so like,
Yeah,
I gotta be in the right. I just gotta be in the right
Adventure Time?
mindset. when
Yeah,
it's-
Adventure Time counts.
Adventure Time counts. That's a gem.
Mhm.
Again, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Class of 3000.
Dog.
Say that nigga counts.
Cow and chicken.
Cow and chicken counts. I
Johnny
Am
Bravo, if
Weasel.
you want it. I Am Weasel.
Dog, it's
Two Stupid
joint,
Dogs.
like-
Was Two Stupid Dogs original
No,
cartoon?
No,
Network?
no, it
Two
wasn't.
Stupid
I asked
Dogs
about
was
that
on like
earlier.
TBS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a little bit. Teen Titans Go has 2 points. Steven Universe has 2 points. Powerpuff Girls has 2 points. Steven Universe, I know you never saw, Jokes.
And see, and that was part of me. Like, I wanted to put it on the list because aside from you two, like the sheer love and everything from it is absolutely amazing. And I just didn't want to add it just because I haven't watched it. Like,
I'm trying to tell you, dog, you will be singing them songs, dog.
What?
About a giant woman, dog.
Yes, giant woman. That's my choice.
Hey, dog, you will be singing them joints, dog. Trust me. If you start watching that joint between now, Amazing World of Gumball, that
so
absolutely counts.
Marcus,
Craig of the
that
Creek,
was
that counts. Like
Amazing World of
joints,
Gumball was my number 5 until the Samurai Jack thing. That was my number 5, and I swapped that for Samurai Jack.
Clarence.
Clarence, hey dog.
I'm just glad it's the name of that joint, Clarence.
Hey dog, listen. Clarence, funny as I don't know what. Chowder, funny as I don't know what. Rada. Hey dog, that joint, like
show.
That's it. All I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman. Hey, that joint crazy. Hey, Joke. They got it.
Okay.
They got joints.
Oh God, you're gonna have me go down this road.
And they're like 11-minute episodes.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Jokes. If you start watching that joint right now, you will not be able to put it down. And by the time we get to the joint in 2 weeks,
I'm gonna change.
You're gonna be
you will be a fan, bro.
Hey, Jokes, they be scrapping in that joint too.
What? Hey, dog, hands, bro.
They be scrapping,
putting it down, bro. Like it's so, and the way the show is so interconnected, dog, and stuff be coming back, and it's so easy to watch because they just like 11-minute episodes. Yeah. And before you know it, you done watch like 12 episodes. Like it just happens, bro. Like I'm telling you,
I watched season 1 and 2.
Then the Bama grows up. Hey, dog, listen, that joint crank. Anyway, listen. So we have an issue we have to solve right now. We have to.
And Steven Universe.
Well, again, here's the thing. Steven Universe is better than Powerpuff Girls, period. But it's the 3 of us, and Jokes has never seen it. I will concede Steven Universe for the top 3. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that joint's going to change when we get there anyway. I will concede it because I know he's never seen it. So, like, I can't get him to help buy into it because he hasn't seen it.
Right.
If you do it, I will start to watch it. And if
you mean put it in as the 3rd?
I will start to watch it.
I won't do that because you haven't seen it. I feel like that's just
no. I'm not saying to put it in the slot. I'm saying if you put Powerpuff Girls in as the other one,
as the right.
I'm going to start to watch Steven Universe. And then by the time we get to, I don't know if I'll be able to watch all of it, but I think if I get even halfway through it, I'm pretty sure I will be able to make a decision at that point.
Hold on a second, dog. Hold on a second, Powerpuff. Because I'm getting ready to make a run right now.
Rowdy,
rough boys.
The rough and rowdy
rough boys.
Let me tell you who they not ready for.
Hardcore Bubbles
going.
Oh, nah.
Hey, Jokes. Listen to me, dog.
Shrimps in
Let me move my cup, dog.
My man's like,
I love Powerpuff Girls, dog. But let me tell you something about these Teen Titans Go, dog.
Dog, I'm willing to give Powerpuff Girls Teen Titans Go now.
I talked to Kari Payton, Cyborg himself, last week about Teen Titans Go. Like, straight up asked him on stage, like, hey, bro, what was it like when you were dealing with people who were like fans of the original Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go started? And he was like, oh my God. Not, you know what I'm saying? He was like, once people started watching it, and they was hating because like their kids was watching it and enjoying it, they was like, this isn't the real Teen Titans, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Hey, listen, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is a true joint. Marvelous. Hey, look, if you go to our TikTok or our reels on Instagram, I have a joint pinned to the page that has a bunch of Cartoon Network original shows that's just in a run that just has a bunch of joints on it that you could take a look at. But yeah, Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack is definitely on there. Uncle Grandpa's on there. It's there's Symbiotic Titan is in there.
We Bear Bears.
Again, Class of 3000
Bear
is in
Bears.
there. We Bear Bears is a. I mean, that joint got some. I'm gonna tell you right now, jokes of the joints that we have seen,
Mhm.
that we have watched. I'm gonna make you make a decision between Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go. I can slide that no problem.
They can be so mad, dog.
They are going to be.
Tell you right now, Teen Titans Go, Samurai Jack, and Dexter's Lab, I think are the top 3.
They are.
Mhm.
And they're going to fight
Man.
us. They're going to fight us over
They can
Teen
fight
Titans
us
Go being
for
up there.
I'm fine
They're
with
gonna
it.
try to bring it down.
Anyway.
Because
They
you know
gonna fight
what?
it anyway.
Most of the ones they're gonna fight for or gonna fight it probably still haven't watched it yet. Like
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep.
But listen,
it's-
it's gonna be the same way. It's gonna be like that about some of everything. Because there's no way, because nobody has seen all of everything. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
super hard. See? Even my sister said Teen Titans Go are number 1. Hey, that joint, hey, listen, dog.
Hey, look. Teen
I
Titans,
listened to this man in person sing waffles, waffles, waffles. Like, hey, dog, listen, let me tell you something. They got joints, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Out here catching villains, bruh. They listen. All right, so listen. Which one's number 1? Which one's number 2? And which one's number 3? Oh, shucks. That's the thing we got to figure out. So between Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab, and Teen Titans Go.
Dexter's
What's
Lab
up
is 3. Dexter's
All
Lab
right.
is 3.
All right, I'll take that. Dexter's Lab is number 3. Oh, look at Sin Face.
Samurai's number 2.
See, I was leaning that way. That's kind of where I was leaning to. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
listen, hey, dog.
Teen Titans Go is number 1.
I love Samurai Jack, dog. I do, and I was like so excited when that 5th season came. And that 5th season is straight up Adult Swim, so it's almost like if I
It's
had
almost
to take,
you don't get all of
mentally,
it.
I had to take the 5th season out. Straight up, Marcus, you got me catching villains. Straight up, Dexter's Lab, you know, Dee Dee was a threat. I think you're right, dog. I think Samurai Jack is 2, and I think Teen Titans Go is number 1. Is that where we are, jokes?
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
They're gonna hate us. They're gonna fight us.
They can hate
Let's
us
do it.
because you know what?
Let's
I
do it.
wanted listen. I wanted to hate Teen Titans Go so bad. Like I hated on it for a minute, and when we would go over to the studio and start recording, and that joint would be playing. No,
it'd just be random. It'd be random things that Robin or somebody would just say in the background while we're trying to record.
Hey,
and we
the
just bust out
pyramid
laughing
scheme.
like, "What is going
the
on?"
first time when I heard with the pyramid scheme, and I was like,
Hey, dog.
"What is going on?"
When that Bama was singing about that money, that pyramid scheme, bro, I was like, listen, this is it, dog. Tooth Fairy, that joint is crack, bro. Teen Titans Go is pure crack,
Nah,
bro.
you trying to veto
My man
already,
said,
Marcus?
"Veto." Hey,
Hey.
good luck with that, Marcus.
Hammer's here, baby.
Well, you better come,
Good luck with
Marcus.
that.
Then you can play
There you
rock
go.
paper scissors and try to
Yeah.
do it.
Straight up. All right, so here's where we are. Top 3. The preliminary top 3
Mhm.
Cartoon Network original shows of all time. Number 3 is Dexter's Lab. Number 2 is Samurai Jack. And number 1 is Teen Titans Go.
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
Satisfied.
I'm good with it.
Satisfied. Wait till I post it. They
Oh.
gonna be mad. And I'm gonna be like,
Teen
you better
Titans
show
Go
up.
number 1. Yep.
Show up.
Yeah,
Y'all
show
can
up.
fight for it if y'all
Yeah,
think
yeah.
otherwise.
You better
Hey,
be
listen,
11:30.
anybody who asks me how Teen Titans Go is number 1, I'm just gonna send them a YouTube link.
Shrimps and prime rib. That's all they need.
Hey,
Oh,
dog,
they
the Valentine's Day joint with Cyborg. Come on,
They're
dog.
all so good.
They're so dumb. Hey, dog, this Bama Cyborg really be calling in the Golden Girls, dog, the fight when he Green Lantern, dog. That joint's so for the never ending story episode. Hey, dog, listen. It shouldn't be allowed.
Dog.
It shouldn't be allowed,
because
bro.
that joint covers everything. And then like even
But
with
I'ma tell you.
with all the other joints, and like you throwing like A Night Begins to Shine, like that joint was like its own.
That
That
was
joint was
fire.
like an anomaly in itself within.
Come on, dog.
Hey, these Bama's got a Stan Lee cameo in their movie.
Hey, dog.
You got
Two
Stan
of
Lee.
Yes.
2 of them.
Yes.
And it was him. Like that was the crazy. Like,
It was
him.
Oh, it was him too, dog.
Yep, in a DC film. Just saying.
Only Teen Titans Go could do that, dog.
Oh,
Like real talk. Like that's it. Like there's no. I don't. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. Anybody who tries to bump that joint, it's gonna be a fight.
Yes.
you're gonna have to go
It's
through
gonna be
all three of
Rock,
us. Get to
paper,
this.
scissors, shoot.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now. And I feel like you're gonna be on this jokes, but the only thing I might be willing to concede that number one joint easily without a fight is gonna be Steven Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not in the top three, Steven Universe is
It's
so good, bro.
It is.
Looks like I'm gonna start.
The song's
I'm gonna start
great.
a journey.
It's funny, dog. It's heartfelt. It's heartwarming, dog. Like that show is so good, dog. It don't even make sense. When you find yourself rooting for them, dog, like, yo, that show is incredible. It's an incredible show. But I don't think there's anything I've ever watched on Cartoon Network over the last like 25 years, almost 30 years, where I have laughed as hard as I have at Teen Titans Go. I don't think anything has got me as amped, dog. Like they do it all, bro. They references are golden. All right, so we have our top three. Jokes, you got a job to do. Let's get ready to wrap the show up.
Yes, sir.
Jokes putting the Beacons link back up. Look, if you want to be able to watch, if you're not going to make it to Ocean City Comic Con, which I highly recommend you do, right? But if you're not going to make it to Ocean City, we'll stream it live. You're going to be upset because you're not going to be able to participate. But
Can't
you
veto.
I mean, you can curse in the chat.
No digital vetoes.
Right. But like if you want to be able to watch, that's one of the easiest ways. Like if you go to our Beacons, you'll be able to see what we're doing across everything. Jokes.
Mm-hmm.
This evening when we shut this down, we need to go in and set up our Hive. I forgot to do it. We need to set up our Hive account.
I was gonna do it. Yeah.
Loan Snack. So
Everybody
y'all get ready.
jump
If you're
in.
not already on Hive, I highly suggest jumping on the Hive because Twitter is a desert
Sinking.
and should be. So yeah, they got live links in there too. I really like that. They're just like this. Yeah, we'll see. It could be the new Vero, but I digress. Vero, like Twitter was still cranking really hard when Vero came out.
Vero
so,
came out just a little too early. Vero. Hive is the new Twitter.
Hive is a new social. It's a social media app that allows you to just post text like Twitter does, but it's basically what is replacing Twitter. Like pretty much everybody is moving off of Twitter and onto Hive, Hive Social. So just download the app, create a profile. You can find me and Jokes there. Since you haven't created a profile yet,
I downloaded the app. I downloaded the app. I just haven't thrown it together yet.
So there are people that you've seen on the show. Meanie Mina Art has a profile. Rodney Roberts has a profile. The Dean's family, like Sam, has a profile. So jump in there and follow us. We follow back. All of that. There's people on there who have like thousands of followers on Hive already. Like it's crazy. Like yes, it's definitely the thing that seems to be replacing Twitter. So we'll have to add that. Sin.
Yes, sir.
You have a job.
Yes, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, and Jonathan Sosa. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Absolutely the truth. We greatly appreciate you all. Next week, we will be doing our predictions for the Game Awards on Tuesday, and then we are live streaming the Game Awards, bless us, on Thursday. It's always a long show.
Yes.
So Thursday night, we're doing that right before we pack up to leave to go to Ocean City. Then we have Ocean City Comic Con that following week. Well, that weekend. And then I have somebody who is possibly lined up as a guest. I'm not going to make an announcement yet because I need to tighten that up, but I may have a guest for that following week. But that's what we'll be doing next week is we'll be doing our predictions for Game Awards and kind of doing some Game of the Year discussion and so forth. So look forward to that. Monday, we will have new episodes of Spoiler Boys going up. what is currently up right now is our Spoiler Boys for episodes 1 through 4 of Wednesday. Highly recommend you check that out. I'm just going to tell you now, I highly recommend you watch that show.
Go watch Wednesday.
Highly recommend you
Drop
watch
what
that.
you're after the finish watching the show, then go watch Wednesday.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that. The final episode of Andor. So our thoughts on the final episode as well as the show as a whole. That is up on Spoiler Boys, as well as a Spoiler Boys for the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. So definitely go and check that out. If you haven't watched that, I recommend you watch that.
Yep.
It's not super long. It is entertaining and actually has some information that
Got some
seems like
nuggets
it will
in
be
there.
pertinent
Some nuggets in there.
to the MCU going forward. And I'm gonna tell you right now, we have a new group called Swole Group.
No, Swole Group is the
Swole
most
Group.
uncomfortable thing to look at right now.
Football Group.
He is a lineman.
Take a look.
His face and head don't look like it should fit on that body.
Yeah, Marcus, we
Yeah.
got the lineup this week. So Friday looks like it's our go because I'm off on Friday. So we're
All
gonna
right.
be. I think that's our look for it because we got like 2. We're gonna need to probably do a prediction show in between there as well too before we head out to Ocean City. So we should be good.
All right, so some new finisher stuff happening. What's up with Beats and Beatdown, Sin?
Season 2 actually airs this Friday, 1 o'clock. Starting on season 2. Yeah. So
Marcus
look forward to
asked,
that.
and he
Comes-
shall receive.
He has. Yep. And yes, it comes out Friday, 1 p.m. So tune in.
Dig it. All right, y'all. We're gonna go finish doing pop culture stuff outside of this. So jokes. Wrap the show.
And remember, y'all, just because you have a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea.
With that, we're out. Toodles and loops.